inheritance tax is one of those things where people give it a lot of consideration. Do you want to talk just a little bit? Again, it's a sort of scenario around gifting of the client we've been helping who's put a house in a trust.
I think in this particular scenario, client has 3 children, 2 of which are over 18 and 1 of which is under 18. So somebody who's under 18 cannot own a property. So effectively, the property can be transferred in name to the 2 older kids. The youngest one, it has to be held in a trust. To make matters more complicated, the individual concerned is still living in the property. And the issue you sometimes have in instances like that, and again, this is a scenario where people might look to transfer property into the kid's name to reduce what's going on in their estate. But then they continue to live in the property. And from HMRC's perspective, that can generally be considered to be a gift with a reservation of benefit, because effectively, if you're continuing to live in the property,
you haven't really done anything.
Technically.
But what else if I then, let's say I do that, I transfer my house to my kids and then I carry on living in it. Can I not pay the market rent?
Yeah, so that's the way to prevent gifts with a reservation of benefit, is to make sure that you are paying the market rent, but you can have to make sure that you're paying attention to what the market rent is like, because some people might turn around and go, I'm paying market rent. They figure it out when it first happens.
10 years later, they're still paying the same rate.
Exactly. So you've got to make sure that you're ultra cautious with the rules, because if not, it has a chance of falling through.
And of course, there's tax implications for the kids who are getting rental income.
Yeah. So the kids are getting rental income, but for the underage kid, the minor child, effectively that rental income has to be reported on the parent's tax return.
Yes, so that's the really interesting thing there. So my kids are both over 18. Theoretically, I could give them this house. I could pay them market rent for it. They could declare that on their tax return as rental income.
Yes.
They could then gift me the cash net of the tax.
Yep.
And we could just go round in a circle and we could just chisel off a little bit for the tax liability every year.
Yep.
And on the face of it, that would take the house outside of my inheritance tax, the scope of my inheritance tax.
Yes.
But if they're under 18, it would be a nothing, because the rules would look at it and go, no, that's now on you because your child can't own a house and can't receive rental income. That's back on you.
Yeah.
And this is interesting, right? Because recently I unwound an investment that I gifted to my children. And because they're both over 18, the tax was on them. And fortunately, it was within their personal allowances. So therefore, there was no tax. Whereas had I kept it, that would have been taxable. But it only ever starts to work when you've got children who are adults.
Yes.